Deep in the northern tundra, where the land stretched into endless white, lived a great snow bear named Arcto. His thick fur blended into the icy landscape. His paws left deep prints in the fresh snow, and his eyes, as blue as a winter sky, watched over his frozen home. Arcto was strong and wise, but he was lonely. The tundra was vast, and though it was his home, it was a quiet place with little company. One day, as Arcto lumbered across a frozen lake, he saw something unusual in the distance. A creature, dark and swift, unlike anything he had ever seen before, galloped through the snow. Its mane flowed like the northern lights, and its hooves barely sank into the drifts. It was a horse, a wild one, lean and powerful, not meant for the frozen lands. Arcto watched in amazement as the creature moved with grace and speed. He had never seen a horse in his tundra before. Horses belonged to the southern plains, where grass grew and rivers ran free. What was it doing here, so far from its home? The horse, whose name was Tempest, noticed the large white figure watching him. Instinct warned him of danger. Bears were predators, after all. But something about Arcto's calm presence made him hesitate. He did not flee. Instead, he approached cautiously, steam rising from his flared nostrils in the cold air. "Who are you?" Tempest asked, his voice steady but guarded. "I am Arcto, the snow bear," came the deep reply. "This is my home. But you, what brings a wild horse to the frozen north?" Tempest hesitated before answering. "I was separated from my herd during a great storm. The winds carried me far, and when I awoke, I found myself here. I have traveled long and far, searching for a way back." Arcto looked at the dark horse, whose coat stood out against the endless white. He was a stranger to this land, yet he had survived. That alone was impressive. "You will not last long alone in the tundra," Arcto said. "Come with me. I will help you find your way home." Tempest was uncertain. He had always relied on his speed and strength, never needing the help of others. But the bear's words carried wisdom, and in the cold winds of the tundra, he knew he could not afford to be proud. "Very well," Tempest agreed. "I will follow for now." As the days passed, Arcto and Tempest traveled together across the frozen lands. At first, their friendship was slow to form. Tempest was wary of Arcto's great size and powerful claws, while Arcto was puzzled by the restless energy of the horse. But soon, they began to understand each other. Arcto, despite his immense size, was gentle. He showed Tempest where to find water beneath the ice and where to dig for frozen moss when food was scarce. Tempest, in turn, taught Arcto the joy of the run. Slowly, the loneliness that had once weighed upon both of them began to fade. One evening, as they journeyed across the frozen expanse, Tempest stopped suddenly, ears pricked. "Something is wrong," he murmured. Arcto sniffed the air and growled low. A storm was coming, a blizzard, the kind that swallowed the world in white and buried even the strongest creatures beneath the snow. "We must find shelter," Arcto said. Together, they raced against the wind, searching for safety. Tempest, with his keen senses, spotted a cave carved into the mountainside, and they hurried inside just as the storm roared to life. The storm raged for days. Snow piled at the entrance of the cave, sealing them in. It was bitterly cold, and food was scarce. Tempest, not used to such harsh conditions, grew weak. His body, built for speed and open lands, was not made for endless winter. Arcto saw his friend struggling. Without hesitation, he pushed through the snow, using his great strength to dig them a way out.